Okay.
Hello, and good afternoon, everyone that follows April Showers, Lady of Leisure, and DJ Spider Man of MCDE, where we talk about it and be about it. I just want to say, everybody, keep in mind February the 17th is Rob's pre-trial conference in New York. Everyone, please be prepared. You're probably going to be seeing a whole lot of stuff come out from both sides since it's getting close to pre-trial conference. I also want to say, I look at this case through everybody's eyes. That does not mean I do not support Rob. I'm going to support Rob like I do everybody else. And also, because I state that people should respect Trent and his opinions, and everybody coming up with all of these theories, he is a grown man who has an opinion, and everybody just needs to respect everybody. You might not have to like these people, but just show some common respect for people. Because all of us bloggers have all done something bad on YouTube. All of us are guilty. But I hope everybody can get it together. They are having a walk for Rob that one papoose is given. And I know Debosky will be holding a rally too. You do not have to like the people to go protest. It's about Rob, not anybody else. I have gone to protest. I don't like people. Regardless of how I feel about them, I still go and show up because it's about Rob. People, let's just learn to respect everybody. And also, I guess maybe the older I'm getting, I'm just trying to do the right thing in my life. And we have not walked in a lot of people's shoes. So, first of all, everybody ain't your friend. Everybody did not come in your life to stay. Everybody is fighting for Rob. Lady of Leisure, did you want to say anything with that?
I don't know what else to say. I really don't. You hit the nail on the head. These people, the reason that they don't show up in rallies and things like that, or whatever someone is promoting that they don't like, is because they're fucking children. And they claim to be adults, but they're immature as fuck. I mean, I'm just going to put it out there. You're supposed to support Robert Kelly, but you won't go to a rally or whatever the case is, a balloon release or whatever the event is, simply because you don't like the person who's hosting. That's childish as fuck. And everyone knows that I often say that I'm not a supporter of Dubosky. And, I say that. And I say that I don't like the way that he presents his content. And that's what I mean. But don't get shit twisted. You know, I'm not jumping on, you know, the fan wagon. I'm not jumping on, you guys are mad. He's this, he's that. Like, get the fuck out of here with that. Who has time to sit up and broadcast people's personal? But do you have any business of your own? These people must not have lives.
Yeah.
They can't possibly have lives. This bullshit is their life. This is what they do all day, every day. You know, it's worse than elementary school children fighting over a goddamn swing. This one said that. That one said this. I feel this way. And listen, this Robert Kelly thing this entire case, it has been extraordinary and beyond belief since day one. So if you a punk motherfucker and something scares you, this might not be the bro you want to be supporting. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Yeah. Because you got so many damn internet gangsters that ain't gangsters at all. Then you have these people who go around and they start shit and they defame people. And like, what do you get out of that? Like, hating is a non-profit job with not one freaking benefit. Cut that shit out. It is not a good look when you over 15. I went to Dubowski's live yesterday just because I wanted people to understand that I'm not fucking stupid. I'm not immature. I can think for myself. And just because I don't like the way Dubowski presents his content does not mean that you can call me up and think I want to hear that hating ass shit and I'm going to jump on that bandwagon, because I'm not. I don't know Dubowski. I don't dislike Dubowski. I don't know him. Never met the man a day in my damn life.
Yeah, and Rob is fighting for his life. He is, like I said, I look at the case through everybody's eyes. The pre-trial conference is February the 17th. And like I said, please get out there, humanize him, talk about him in a positive light, because it there with me knowing him personally, but there are still some racial injustices that have been done to him. And so it's just a whole lot of things that has been done. But February the 17th is his pre-trial conference in New York. And if New York has their way, they want him to be gone for good. And I'm going to do.
Hi, Honey Brown. Welcome. Facebook user. Hello to everyone. Hello. Thank you guys for joining us.
Hello, boss. And hello, Miss Mocha and Honey Brown. And everybody just pray. They're having a walk. You can get in touch with One Papoose, and then they are Dubowski will be doing a rally, and that's about all that I know of that's going on to help Rob, that I can really say that I believe is truly for him. My opinion only. Also, so everybody just keep him in prayer.
Hello, Pan.
Rob's entire life story is very sad. And I stick with people to the end. And that's what I am going to do. But again, like I said, I can still look at the case with open eyes. It still doesn't matter. He's still innocent in my eyes. I just bring everything, some of the facts that have been brought to me. That does not mean I do not support him. You know, I think half of these people are, a lot of people got mental illnesses that are fighting these cases and some of these fans. But again, moving on a positive note, get in touch with One Papoose for her walk, and then the Bolsky will be having a rally. You do not have to like the person to go and show your support. It's all about Rob. Moving on, 2021, where do we go from here? I'm speaking positive vibes for everyone. Um, I'm speaking positive vibes because 2020 was a year that I knew some personal friends and that died from COVID. And today we learned um, one of our music members, the greatest, had a loss in his family. So please keep everybody uplifted. Death is a hard thing to deal with. I have still not recovered from from losing my loved ones. And there are times when I feel like I have nobody. But I mean, I still have an uncle and a cousin. They come down from Chicago to visit me, check on me. I go up there. I do just have one uncle left and a few cousins left on my mother's side. And I have family left on my father's side. But there's nothing like losing a loved one. I still grieve my mother. I still cry as I go through things in my life. I just wish my mom and my dad. I lost my dad at 60. And it's hard. So everybody call and check up on your people, um, because once they're gone, they're gone. Try to make amends with people that you love so you wouldn't have the coulda, shouldas, wouldas. And if it becomes too overbearing, there is nothing wrong with seeking grief counseling. For some reason, the Black race, we do not um, believe in going to see therapists. We want to pray everything away. I am a woman that loves God. He is the head of my life, but I also know that God made doctors, therefore, for us to go see to help us. Um, because going through death of a loved one is a process. And so, did you want to say anything about that, Lady Alicia?
Gosh, you said that so very well. But yeah, I lost my best friend 4 years ago. I should have gotten grief counseling. I didn't. I don't know why I didn't. I'm not opposed to it at all. I just didn't. And I really should have. But yeah, we have to erase a lot of the stigmas that we have, in the Black community in terms of a lot of things, mental health, um, incest. There's just so many things that we deny and sweep under the rug and refuse to discuss. So I think that, we really should be having those discussions. There's nothing wrong. and nothing shameful, about seeking counseling of any kind. You know, it really isn't.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Yeah.
I can imagine. I couldn't even imagine being God. Like, for the people who go to him for every single thing, and I hear people say, well, I trust it. Well, that's not the point. He told you, he provided you with everything that you needed. So I can't imagine being God, you know, and you asking him for shit, and he's sitting there like, man, didn't I give you doctors? Didn't I give you, you know, clergymen? Didn't I give you teachers? Like, why are you coming to me? I gave you all of this, and still here you are.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
Because after when I lost my dad, I was a daddy's girl, the firstborn. Um, I got everything. Oh, hello everybody! Our other panel member, DJ Spider Man, is in here, and
body, how are you?
Hey, April, how you doing?
well, I'm doing fine. Um, we touched a little bit on just to give you a brief recap on 217 is Robert Sylvester Kelly's uh, pre-conference trial, and just asking people if you support him, to just show him in a good life. He grew up with some a lot of issues. His whole life story is sad to me, and those that don't support him, that's fine too. Hey, Miss Margaret, but I'm not going to be arguing with people.
Hi,
And
Miss Margaret. You didn't miss much at all.
okay, and so now we were talking about death. We were giving condolences to people that lost people to COVID and people that are fighting COVID. And the greatest, he lost somebody this morning. And I was just telling them how I had, 2 years ago, I lost 5 cousins in a year.
Yep, I
And
remember that.
yeah, I lost 5 cousins in 1 year. And it was so traumatic, but God. And, and counseling. And we were just saying how in the Black community, um, we want to pray. We can pray. Prayer is good. I love God. God is the head of my life. I don't have to answer to y'all. I have my own personal relationship, and I say the higher power. And like after I lost my dad, I was telling this story. I was a daddy's girl, even though my dad did have some issues. I still was a daddy's girl, the firstborn, very spoiled and everything. And losing my dad, I was, you know, um, I slit my wrist. I wanted to die.
Mm.
I had took care of my dad all the time that he was sick because he didn't want anybody touching him. But me, my mother, my sister, my brother, or my son, and I attempted to take my life because when my father died and I saw him, you know, when I got to the house and he had died, I just, you know, my whole world. So I slit my wrist. I wanted to die. And so um, I just tell people just seek counseling. And the issue I had when I lost my dad was for the 4 months that I took care of him, I was working the afternoon shift. So when I got off work, I went to take care of my dad, because my mom was still working days, and then I would be there during the day, me or my son, and then I would go to work, and then my mom would get home. But the morning of his death, he was so mean and evil, didn't want to take his medicine. And when I got off work, and my co-worker said, "No, you're going to have a drink tonight." About time I got to the bar and sat down, that's when my cousin, who is a minister now, Minister Linda April, she called me and she said, "Your father is, has passed." I got in the car, picked her up, but I went through something like, I should have been there. I should have been there. I was going through, like, I should have been there, and I had that in my mind. Like, if I would have been there, like, he would have still been living. But once I went to counseling, they were like, "Well, maybe he didn't want you there to see him die." And so yeah, death affects people in a lot of ways. You can keep the good memories, and if you need grief counseling, you can do it. And music has been my outlet. Music has been my counselor, my best friend, my everything. And so, did you want to touch on that, Spidey?
Well, first and foremost, let me say good morning, good afternoon to everyone, Facebook users and everyone that's tuned in. And good morning, good afternoon, Lady of Leisure.
Well, hello there.
A lot of times, April, I think what it is that a lot of times when we lose someone, and maybe if we were once close to them, and we kind of, life takes place and life takes effect, and we're not as close as we used to be, and we feel bad and we feel sad for that person that's going through something, and especially if we're not there, especially when they transition over, we feel bad, we feel guilt because we thought we should have been there at that time for that person. But we have to realize that we can't put all that on us, because you got to remember, when that person ceased to exist, they is going back to energy, and if you sit there and if you make it like, well, man, I should have been there, I could have did more, I should have, I could have, would have. Now you putting your body through things that it shouldn't be going through. You're putting stress on yourself. You're putting yourself through depression. You're putting yourself through all the negative things that shouldn't be there, and we do that to ourselves all the time, be it, family, friends, whatever the case is, but we do that to ourselves. The best thing we do is keep that positive energy rolling, because somewhere down the line, the person that we lost, they would want us to be better. They would want us to be, oh, woe is me, that type of thing. So we have to keep that in mind, but don't put all that pressure on ourselves and make ourselves sick.
Right.
And we do that a lot of time. I mean, that's part of being human. We do that,
I also feel like we are not with our race, that we don't talk about death. We don't even, we think everybody's going to live forever. And, we don't even prepare people
Nope.
I could die tomorrow, so you need to have this. You know, I feel as though we don't talk about death. We never did. I mean, I think that's why I was so traumatized,
Yep, we
with
don't.
death,
We don't. Yep, you're
because
right.
we don't talk about it. I'm thinking everybody's gonna live to their old, and so and
Yep,
then
we don't talk about it. But see,
no,
here's the thing too, though. We have to remember this. Our ancestors celebrate death. There go B. Good afternoon, B.
hey B,
Our ancestors celebrate death. So when a person
Hey,
moves on, it's a
B.
celebration. So, but we won't know this because we're not connected with our roots, so to speak, our ancestral roots. We don't know this because they do this all the time,
yeah.
and they keep in contact with the ancestors. So that's part of our culture that we don't even know anything about.
And then, also too, we only get the life insurance policies just enough to take care of a funeral and burial, but the other people they get those big ones, and pay that high premium amount just like they do a car note or their mortgage, because that's a lot of come up money for some people.
Right. And
Uh,
see, and you got to look at this too, April. Those people that do those big premium plans and stuff like that, they can afford to do it. But
right,
us, on average, as us being us, we don't have the economical background to do that.
right,
So that's why they do it. You know, we don't do it because, like you said earlier, it's not talked about.
right.
Now, here's something to consider. If we get back to our culture, it'll be automatic.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be because I hate to say it like this, but it's true. It's factual. We're not gonna last forever. We ain't gonna. It just ain't gonna happen.
Well,
But the thing of it is, the only thing you can do is do the best that you can while you're here. And if that goes for April teaching somebody or to help somebody to be better than what they was yesterday, if that calls for Lady Elysia to help somebody to be better than was yesterday, and so forth, then that's part of our destiny. Parts of our destiny is to help others. That's part of our destiny, to be loving, caring, that type of thing. But if we don't know how to do that, how can it move to the next person if you don't know how to do it in the first place? And that's something that we really don't look into. We need to get back into what our ancestors did. Because you got to remember something. There is nothing new under the sun. What you see now has already been done. And it's going to come back. Life is a circle. It's a circle. It's a revolving circle. So it's going to come back. So we have to try to see what our ancestors did, because evidently they did something right. They studied nature, something that a lot of us don't do. They studied nature, they studied the stars, and they figured out how things work. We got that same instinct in us. We just don't do it because our culture is not there for us to say, okay, let me go this path. But instead, the culture that we're in now is like, I ain't doing that. I don't want to do that. And you see what things are now compared to what they were back in the days. So we just have to do the best that we can. Got to do the best that we can. And that's to study nature, study what our ancestors did, because they knew what we don't know and what we ain't trying to find out today.
right. Exactly.
Yep. What's
Exactly.
up? What's up, Chuck? Tell Tracy I said hello also. But anyway,
Yeah. He can hear you. We want to thank everybody that's in the audience. Hey B, um, boy, would you see if your husband, your BFF, your life partner, your boo thing, if he would come on the show and B Sparrow husband was at the Capitol the day that we were attacked by the Trump supporters. And I would love for him to come on and give us that exclusive. So if you could ask him or I can call him. I do remember when I saw what was going on, I did call B to make sure that she was okay, because I know they live down there in DC. Now, another thing I wanted to talk about too is okay, is so moving forward in 2021, we've had the all of the inauguration celebrations, all the festivities, all of the so-called love, all of the women slaying in their outfits and all of the girl power, and it was great, but those kind of things really they 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 don't move me. Um, and
Me either.
the minute that you say that, well, um, yeah, Trump gone, everything gonna get better. Like, how can you even make that statement? I mean, I just don't put my faith in any politicians. Um,
they lie.
and Lady Alicia, can you talk about what Biden has done thus far since he's been in office for 3 days?
Well, the very first thing that he did was sign an executive order to give amnesty to 11 million illegal aliens. This morning on Twitter, he went on to say that not only was he going to get amnesty for them, but that he was going to allow all of the illegal aliens that Trump deported to come back and get a pathway to citizenship. Now, I don't know why black people can march for R. Kelly, but you can't march for this. I don't get it. Because it not only affects us, if this mass amnesty happens, but you're talking about our entire economy. Because that's 11 million people you got to add to the workforce, which means wages are going to decrease or become stagnant because there is no need. There won't be a great need for workers. And of course, people are going to hire whomever works for the least amount of money. So, if they can get rid of the 45-year-old or the 50-year-old, who's worked there long enough to make a decent wage and hire someone half their age for half of their salary, then that's what they're going to do. So, that's really all. He put out a plan for coronavirus. Um, and he tells, the steps of this plan and what they're going to do first and where they're going to be focusing the money and how the vaccine is going to be distributed, and there are supposed to be hundreds of thousands of vaccines coming in uh, immediately, and they're going to be vaccinating, millions of people. Well, we've heard that before. Um, but again, I told you guys, illegal aliens are the new Negroes. I told you all that. They're replacing you. You want too much. You talk about reparations, equality. You want too much. You got white folks standing up marching with you. That's a no-no. Can't happen. So they're going to eliminate you and replace you with the illegal aliens, because all they have to give them is amnesty, which doesn't cost them a damn thing, but it costs us everything. It amazes me that black people just run out and vote for these damn Democrats like they Jesus Christ. I mean, the first thing he did was against the American people. The very first thing. Why didn't he sign an executive order to give everybody a stipend during this damn pandemic? He could have signed an executive order,
He sure
to financially support Americans during this pandemic. There are many other countries that have given their citizens $1,000, $2,000 a month since the pandemic began.
Let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
Why would the United States do that?
Why wouldn't they do that? Why wouldn't they do it? Now, I'm going to tell you why they're not going to do it. And again, it all comes right back to the economy. They don't have to do it now. They don't have to put money in your pocket to jumpstart the economy, because they're going to bring in the damn illegal aliens, and they're going to jumpstart the economy without the government having to give up much money at all. But the reason that the United States would do it, again, is to jumpstart the economy, because it's really bad right now. The majority of people are not working. People who are working, a lot of them are working shorter hours. They're working remotely, which means, I'm not driving to work, so I'm not buying that much gas, or I'm not taking the train, so I'm not spending that money every day back and forth. I'm not buying lunch because I'm at home. It's a lot. Our economy is tanking.
And you've got people that have literally lost everything due to the pandemic.
Yes, you have people who had just started their own business, who had invested their entire life savings in their dream, their first business, and then 3 weeks later, bam, COVID hit.
And a lot of those were people of color too, starting their new businesses.
You have kids that can't go to school, teachers that are afraid to go back into classrooms. Our entire economy is tanking. Money has to come from somewhere. You have to get the economy started again. And the United States, the reason that Trump wanted to give $2,000 and give, you know, money. He wanted to give money every 3 months. Nobody would agree to that. It's because he knows that when you get money, you're going to spend it. Whether it be on a bill, whatever, you're going to spend it. That is money that is generated in our economy that we would not otherwise have because we're not working. We're not working. And we're spending money on basic necessities and very little else. You know, restaurants are closed for eating. That's the biggest thing I did, go out and eat.
And you know, I can't understand some of these theories too. Like, you can't go to the restaurants, but you can order the food to go. We don't know if those people preparing the food has COVID. You know, it's just like you got to pray over everything you eat. Pray when you walk out the door. You know, because I still don't believe they know that much about this virus or whatever they want to call it.
I mean, they don't, you know, and our mayor keeps saying it's safe. And I'm like, no, she said it was transparent. Really? Because you developed this entire damn vaccine in 3 months. You had it out to the people in 6. A vaccine takes minimum 8 to 10 years to develop and get just to a human trial, not even to the masses to be vaccinated, just to a human freaking trial. And you're going to tell me that it was transparent and it was safe? How? How do you condense? That's just like saying, I want to be a doctor. I have to go to college. I have to go to medical school. I have to do my internship. Okay? 10 years it takes me to do that. 10 years minimum. And there a school pops up and says, hey, you can be a doctor in 6 weeks. Would you come to me?
No.
It's the same with the damn vaccine. It takes 10 years. The average vaccine takes 10 years. You know, low end 8. But that has been very few that have been developed and brought to the public in 8 years. Average 10 years to develop a vaccine, to test it, you know, to test its effects, adverse and otherwise, side effects, all of that, accuracy. But yet, they got it to you in 6 months. And these damn fools are lining up to be injected with it. Like, why?
And then
the only thing that they told us about this vaccine, the only thing they kept telling us was how quick they could get it and when it would be available. They still haven't told us what's in it.
And they still haven't said how safe it's going to be.
They can't tell you how safe it's going to be. How would they know?
Exactly. My point exactly.
How would they know how safe it's going to be?
And then, like my BFF,
they only did a human study for the accuracy of protection of the vaccine. They don't know how safe it's going to be because it hasn't been long enough to see who's going to kill over and die in a year or two.
And then who's to say that they use human studies?
Pardon me? I didn't hear that. Say that again.
Who's to say that they use human subjects for the study?
They didn't do a damn study. There was no study.
Exactly. My point
There
exactly.
was no study.
Exactly.
The people that's taking the vaccination now is the study. And you know what's so weird? You can have people living in the same house. You got one person testing positive and another person testing negative. Now, how is that?
Well, I mean, it's just like anything else. You know, you have one person in the house with the flu. Everybody in the house don't have the flu.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And here is what kills me. They're saying it's a virus. Well, we all know viruses are untreatable. You can't cure a virus. Viruses have to run their course.
Well, I know I am in a senior building, and my God, they test us twice a week. Um,
Tracy Porter has a question. He says, why is it that people are getting vaccinated and still getting sick? Exactly. You know, when the first vaccinations rolled out, they had 4 people who were vaccinated and got COVID after they were vaccinated. So then they came out and said, well, the reason that happened is because it takes the vaccine 7 days to become effective. Well, they never told us that before.
oh, Margaret, that's how Hank Aaron died. He had taken a vaccination. I mean, I just saw where he died. Oh, wow.
And I think that the most vulnerable people, and this is just my opinion, I think the most vulnerable people should not take the damn thing. Like, really.
Oh, wow. Rest in peace, Hank Aaron.
Yeah, we
Wow.
were talking about Hank Aaron's death this morning because my grandparents were diehard sports fans. I mean, they loved every freaking sport. But I think what they loved best was baseball and boxing. And it was funny because my grandfather was a Sox fan and my grandmother was a Cubs fan, so we were at every damn game. Um, but yeah, knew a lot about Hank Aaron as a kid coming up. Well, all the greats, all the great players, because my grandparents were such diehard, they loved
Yeah.
all sports.
Spidey, can you give us some health tips on what we can do to try to protect our bodies?
Yep. For one thing, and you should do this uh when you get up in the morning. You should do this when you get up, when you get out of bed. Drink you 12 ounces of water at room temperature, not ice cold, none of that stuff like that. Drink you some room
Really?
temperature water.
Because my doctor says drink ice water,
No,
water
you
with
don't. You're not.
actual
No,
ice in it.
no, no. That is wrong. You drink room temperature water because it's closer to your body temperature. That is fact. Drink
Okay, so
12.
it's closer to your body temperature. So what does that do though?
That means it's going to be more effective dealing with your body than ice water. I the I, okay, the ice water, what it does, it changes your body temperature. when you're drinking ice water. It changes your temperature. So now your body is reacting differently because your body is trying to say, okay, wait, there's something cold in there. Let me deal with this. But if you drink the room temperature water that's closer to your body temperature, now it's more effective. Your body ain't got to say, hey, let me see what's going on over here. That's what takes place. But when you get up in the morning, drink you some room temperature ice water, that keeps you in the situation where your blood pressure stays where it needs to be at. Your A1C stays where it's, where it's at. And it also keep you from getting strokes and heart attacks. And you should also do water before you get in the shower. If you got high blood pressure or hypertension, it keeps that at bay.
Okay, Tracy Porter says we're supposed to drink warm temperature waters to help our immune system.
Yep,
and Miss Margaret says ice water goes down too close to your heart. Okay.
Yep, you want to do room temperature. And the best water to drink is distilled water. Not this alkaline 9 point whatever water. Drink distilled water. Distilled water is the closest thing to nature that you can get. We can't drink rainwater anymore or eat ice snow because of the different chemicals and stuff that's in the clouds. So you want to do distilled water. It's the closest thing to nature. The condensation, the evaporation, that type of thing. That's what you want. Distilled water is more healthier for you. You don't have all the minerals that's in water. And you got to ask yourself, what's minerals? What other minerals? Especially if they put on the bottle, other minerals, other organic minerals. What is other minerals? But anyway, do your research on that. But yeah, you want to drink room temperature water. And right before you go to bed, drink you some water before you lay down and go to sleep. Also, again, it helps you and it keeps you from having strokes and heart attacks in your sleep. Usually, according to facts, a person has a stroke or heart attack between the hours of 12 midnight and 2 a.m. in the morning. So you want to make sure you do your water. And for those that's got blood pressure issues and stuff like that, get you some figs. Eat you, some Fig Newton cookies. That helps with your A1C. That helps with your blood pressure. That helps keep it down.
What would you suggest far as like vitamins and stuff like that, or any other supplements?
The thing that I would suggest so far as vitamins would have to be natural things, natural vitamins. Look into the sea moss and different things and stuff that's naturally created, not what man created, but what's naturally created. A good multivitamin that has a good rating, it can't hurt. But anything that you get from nature definitely can't hurt because it was put here for a reason. But the sea moss, if you got any type of ailments, that type of thing, sea moss is good for that. All sea moss is not created equal. Do your research on that. Find out who has the best sea moss. The sea moss that you pay a little higher price for is going to be your better sea moss. The sea moss with, what is it, blurback or something like that, burack or some of that nature. But that helps with your ailments and different things of that nature. Also cures all different type of issues that people have, arthritis, varicose veins. It also helps with if you have like breathing problems. It also helps deal with asthma. Ms. Margaret asked, should we worry about fluoride? Yes, ma'am, we should. I'm glad you asked that question. Fluoride has been the number one reason that Miss Margaret, that April, Lady of Leisure, Chuck can't tap into your ancestry realm because of fluoride. Fluoride is in toothpaste. Fluoride is in the drinking tap water that you get out of the tap. Why do they use fluoride? Fluoride is used to calcify your pineal gland. Because if Miss Margaret can tap into her pineal gland, Miss Margaret will get the downloads from the universe. What does that mean? That means that she will become aware. And she'll be awoke to what's going on. So far as natural things for healing, what ancestors did, Miss Margaret will be able to tap into her ancestry and be able to see what her great grandmother did, that type of thing. That's why fluoride is just about in everything. And some of these those hand sanitizers, if you notice, they have fluoride in it. What does fluoride got to do with you cleaning your hands? So be smarter than the average buyer. Fish oil is good for your heart. The omega-3s, Chuck, is good for your heart. But again, the more expensive you pay for stuff, the better product you're going to get. Mm-hmm. Do your research. You know, I mean, there's some least expensive like omega-3 fish oils and stuff like that will work. That's not very expensive, but do your research on that.
Yeah, because a lot of people are ordering, their medicines and all of these vitamins and supplements from other countries because they say they're cheaper. Is that a good thing to do?
That is a bad thing to do. That is the worst thing you can do. Because you don't know what regulations that they have in those other countries, or if they have any at all. You just don't know what you're getting.
Okay.
So I would never, first of all, I'm a person, I won't order anything that goes into my body online, period. I don't order anything online that I have to ingest from anywhere. Not the United States, not anywhere.
What about society? What's your thought?
I think the best thing for people to do is just have a blood workup and find out what deficiencies you have, in terms of vitamins, iron, things like that. Find out, because everybody doesn't need vitamins.
I agree with you on that.
Everybody doesn't need vitamins. So, just get, go get a blood workup. Find out if you have deficiencies and go from there. And like Spidey says, do your research.
Yep, do your research. Now, I kind of disagree with what Lady Elijah said about ordering stuff from other countries, because some of those other countries have very, very strict guidelines on, preparation for different things. But I see where she's coming from, and I know where she's coming from. I mean, it's hard to trust.
No, they don't, Spidey. That's the problem. They don't have strict guidelines.
Some countries do have very strict guidelines. Some of them do. I don't know which ones offhand, but some of them countries have very, very strict guidelines on stuff like that. But I agree with you. It's hard because you don't know what people's intentions are today and all this other stuff, and everybody ain't clean, this type of stuff. So I agree with you on that aspect of it. But the thing about it, do your research on it. You know, if you see a company that you probably seen on the shelves for years, oh man, I've seen them in CVS or Walgreens, but that might not be a very reputable company. But
Exactly.
guidelines,
Because they just did a show a couple weeks ago. I don't know if it was Nightline discussing this very thing and testing all of these products that people buy online and in other countries, and come to find out that what you're supposed to be getting isn't even in any of that shit that you bought. So I've never been one to buy anything that is going into my body online because you just don't know where it's coming from. You don't know.
and kind of bag up what I was saying earlier about the water. Just like say, you know, you go and buy this just expensive alkaline water and stuff like that. How do you know that's alkaline water?
Yeah, that's like the same way when they put them stickers on stuff and say it's organic.
What's organic? You got to do your research and find out what organic is and what it means. And then
Um,
again, don't they say some fruits are organic?
yeah.
Okay, so
Well, when
orga-
they put the sticker on, that means it has been certified organic.
uh-huh.
That's what that sticker means, that it's certified organic.
So how is that different from organic materials in your alkaline water?
I don't know anything about alkaline water, honestly. I don't know anything about it. Don't drink it, never have, don't know anything about it.
I understand that, but see, here's the thing too. What we have to realize is that how do you? Matter of fact, everybody has a pH balance in their body. Everybody has a pH balance. So what that means is that your body has to work at a optimal level, a pH level, which I think it shouldn't be no less than 7, if memory serves me right. So here's the thing. And I'm quite sure we all know somebody that has a very very bad body odor, and a lot of times that comes from imbalance in pH in their body. So for men, if you use, I ain't saying you know to change your masculinity or whatever the case is, but use some. There's some female products that a man can use that will help put his body back on the pH level.
Oh, oh.
Mhm.
Um,
Do your
Spanish,
research.
read the comments.
I'm not going to touch that. I'm not touching that one. I'm
Mhm.
not touching that one.
You know, but the women's deodorants do say pH balance.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I wasn't talking about the pH
Yeah, I know
balance.
what
We
you was
all
talking
know
about.
that.
I know what you was talking about.
Yeah, I know.
I'm talking about the men using the female products.
That's why I
I'm going to
said
leave that one alone.
that's why I said don't change your masculinity. But anyway, but
If you
Miss
use the
Margaret,
female products, you done already changed your masculinity.
but it's a I'm telling you, as people don't understand this either. The pH has a lot to do with a person being depressed and different things of that nature, but they don't tell you about stuff like that. If your body is out of balance, don't you think your mind would be out of balance? Something to think about. Yeah, Ms. Margaret said government will not outlaw fluoride, although people have tried. Yep, they have. B, I don't know what you're talking about, but people have tried to have them to outlaw that because it decalcifies the pineal gland. And if your pineal gland is working, now you are coming into your own, so to speak. You're coming into realization of who you are and why you are and different things of that nature. They don't want you that. They don't want you to that point. That's why fluoride has been in use for a very long time. And you'll find more fluoride products in the underprivileged neighborhoods. If you go to the privileged neighborhoods, you'll find less fluoride stuff there. Ain't that crazy?
Yeah.
But it's a fact. It's a fact. So whatever you do, do your research and find out what's best for you. Just don't take people word on, oh, this is the best water that you can get. First and foremost, this has been my philosophy. If I didn't see them bottle that stuff, if I didn't see them bottle it, capture it, nope, I would not be an all-day sucker. I ain't finna do it. Because just give you an example, the Evian water. It says a natural spring water. How do we know how do we know it came from a spring? That could have came from somebody's pool. We don't know that. We're going by what they're telling us.
And the bottled water industry is a money maker.
Exactly.
What just happened to having a filter on your water? Can't you just do that?
You can do that. It's going to filter out quite a bit of stuff. It's not 100%. I don't care if you go buy a $10,000 water filtration system. It ain't going to filter out everything that they got in there. And I know this for a fact because I used to work at a water treatment company in Minnesota. Used to treat the water for a city in Minnesota. The things that we had to put in the water to kill the germs that was in the water, and it didn't kill everything that's in the water. I'm going to give you a couple of examples. Miscellaneous acid. First and foremost, what's miscellaneous acid? You got sulfuric acid. You got bleach. You got fluoride. And those things didn't kill 100% of what's in the water. You got a chemical called hydrofluoric oxide. Hydrofluoric oxide is not a joke. Water gets treated with it. Water gets treated with hydrofluoric oxide. Hydrofluoric oxide is the most dangerous chemical known to man, but it's added to the water. Now, give you an example. Hydrofluoric oxide is so dangerous, it's got the highest rating out of all acids. It is so dangerous that less than a teardrop will kill you. Now, follow what I said now. Less than a teardrop. What it does, it eats the calcium out your bones. Very, very painful death. Very painful. And here's the even more kicker about that. Not every hospital has the antidote for a hydrofluoric acid burn. It's only certain hospitals that has this. If you don't get treated within 20 minutes, you might as well start making funeral arrangements. It's how bad it is. And it's a very, very painful death. This is what's treated in the water. That's what's put in the water. Also fluoride, like I say, fluoride is put in the water. Chlorine is used to kill germs in the water. And this was a water treatment plant that I worked for in the city of Minnesota. That was just a few of the acids that was used to kill germs. But the thing of it is, Look at all the things that they do to try to, whatever you want to call them, trying to kill the germs in the water. First and foremost, if they wouldn't put the germs in the water in the first place, they wouldn't have no need to kill them. But yes.
What do you mean if they wouldn't put the germs in the water in the first place? What do you mean by that? Explain that.
Look at the chemtrails that's flying every day. That gets polluted into the water.
Oh, that was another question I was going to put up after we answered B. Sparrow's question. But since you mentioned chemtrails, this is what, see, that, and you just said it.
Mm-hmm. Miss Margaret, the purpose of chemtrails is to poison. That's the real purpose of chemtrails.
Okay.
Chemical trails, whatever chemicals they're using. And if you notice, chemtrails is usually over farms, or they are flown over farms. So you got to ask yourself the question, why over farms? They fly them over farms. I couldn't tell you what chemicals in chemtrails. Them people that spray probably don't know what's in there either. The chemtrails come from them folks, but they're sprayed over farms. They're sprayed over springs and lakes and different things of that nature. Because you got to remember, a chemtrail is dissipated out of a plane. So what's up in the air is going to come back down to Earth. And not if you ever wonder why so many kids have Down syndrome and all this other stuff, you got to ask them questions.
Okay, B. Sparrow asks, what do you know about black seed oil?
Well, black seed oil was supposedly the cure all for every disease known to man. That's what black seed oil is for, or supposed to be for. Black seed oil has always been around. A lot of the pharaohs and kings used to use black seed oil. The black seed oil, the best way to do the black seed oil is to do it twice a day. When you get up in the morning and before you go to bed. It's supposed to help with everything. I mean, from arthritis to cancer to you name it. If you got breathing problems, you got asthma, it's supposed to be a cure-all for everything. I think it got even more popular when they found King Tut's tomb, and he had a big vial of black seed oil in his tomb that he's supposed to take to the afterlife with him. But it's supposed to be a cure-all for every disease known to man.
And and a rebuttal to that is I tried the black seed oil, but it gave me diarrhea. I couldn't go through that process.
April, then it's working. It's flushing out your system. It's flushing out your system. Now think about it. If everybody, every one of us has got stuff in our system that's been there since we were a child. It ain't leaving until you get it out. That when you was a child, you know your mom did the Enfamil, Similac, or whatever you want to call it, or whatever the case is. Some of that stuff is still in your system. That's why people are getting sick the way that they are, because of stuff that's been there that hasn't been released. And if you notice, when you were younger, when you went to the bathroom and you had a bowel movement, it stank very bad. And that's when you were younger. You were flushing out your system. There was the dead stuff that needed to get out. Because anything that's dead stinks. So black seed oil, if it gave you diarrhea, it was working. That basically what it does, it's like when you do those detoxes and you detox your body. That's what black seed oil does. It detoxifies the body.
Yeah.
If you got issues with kidneys and all this other stuff.
Yeah, I know a lot of people, and like I said, I've been taking it, but I took it. I couldn't deal with the diarrhea. Then I started taking it again. So
yeah, now if
I know people that swear by it.
How did you take it? How did you take the black seed oil?
I took a teaspoon of it.
And the teaspoon gave you diarrhea?
Well, I eat a lot of junk food and fast food, so
yep.
Know.
So basically, you took it only once.
No. I take it now.
No. I'm saying when you took it and you said it gave you diarrhea, did you take it once a day?
That was the first time, and I was
twice?
like, "Oh no," because I mean, I was like,
well, I tell you what,
every day for about a week, but then,
did you notice you start feeling better?
Well, I couldn't tell if I was feeling better because I was tired of being on the toilet. So
I understand that.
Okay, moving along.
Moving on.
But see,
I want to share right now.
If you take it again, just take half of what you was taking at first.
Okay.
Cold press beef barrel. If you're gonna order some, order cold press. Cold press.
Cold press black seed oil. That's a 5A rating. Anything under 5A, you don't want it. Even if it's cold press. Everything got a rating on it. The better black seed oil is rated at 5A. That's A as in apple. 5A. That's what you want. Yep, Tracy, cod liver oil is also good also.
Yeah. You know, as kids, we had cod. We had to take that every morning.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. What I wanted to show you guys is you know, we talk about it and be about it, and we try to bring you the facts, and I'm just letting you see right here what Joe Biden, his 30 executive orders that he signed in his first 3 days.
Right. And April, before you do that, can I say something right quick to Miss Margaret? Miss Margaret, I try to do research on different things, and because I'm trying to stay around here as long as I possibly can. That's the goal for me. So here's something else too that you all might want to do. I told April about this a couple of shows ago. A breathing technique that actually works.
I do that.
And if you do this, you will feel a lot better. What it does, it incorporates oxygen to your brain. Our brains don't get oxygen. They don't. It because we don't know how to breathe right. I mean, we breathe every day, but we don't know how to breathe right to activate certain things containing our body. So, Miss Margaret, if every day when you get up out of bed, if you take 30 deep breaths, you breathe in deeply, as deep as you can without hurting yourself, and let it go. You do that 30 times. When you get to that 30th time, hold your breath as long as you can. Hold it as long as you can. Then you slowly let that breath out. What you're doing, you're activating the oxygen in your brain. You start thinking clearer. Your responses will be a lot sharper. And you're oxygenating your body. You're telling your body, I need you to heal. So the things that you got going on, the arthritis, the different things of that nature, now you telling your body, okay, I'm finna work on this. I'm finna start healing. And it's just something simple as breathing. When you talk about no vitamins, none of that stuff. But learning how to breathe can start healing your body. Okay, April.
Okay, so when we first started the show, and I was saying, 2021 is a new year, and people say, oh, we got, get rid of Trump, Biden's getting ready to do this, and Biden ain't getting ready to do nothing. And then people say, well, why are you so negative? Well, like I say, we try to bring you the truth. And Lady of Leisure spoke on this. But on the screen is all of the executive orders that he has signed and it goes on to say the wall. He's going to let all of those illegals come back and everything. But there is no executive order to give us any money. So, like I say, miss me with the BS. I don't trust none of them. And he could have did an executive order, and I could have had a check today. So,
April. Now, I read something earlier, right before I came in, is that he signed an executive order for he's proposing the $2,000 a month. Now I read it earlier. So now and that was an executive order that he's supposed to sign for the stimulus. Matter of fact, I got it still put up here. Restores collective bargaining power and workers' protection for federal workers and lays the foundation for $15 minimum wage all across the board. But then the other one is calls for assistance for those who are struggling to buy food, missed out of stimulus checks, or on unemployment. So that's what he signed his first 3 days.
People, do your research. And like I say,
there you go.
These people, these officials, and this is why I said, when they talk about, oh, everybody was against Obama. He couldn't do this. He didn't have a house. He was the president, and he could have came right in and issuing executive orders. So miss me with what Obama could not do. His agenda was not for us. But everybody go through, and you can see where, the executive orders that he has put in since he has come into office.
Mm-hmm.
And
now see people don't understand either, April.
I tell people, I don't want to hear nothing about what Obama could not do. Yeah.
But see, people, April, people forget Obama tried to do stuff for the country, and Mitch McConnell blocked everything he did. Because Obama wanted to strengthen the infrastructure, to redo the highways and different things of that nature, the overpasses and stuff, and put people to work. Mitch McConnell blocked that.
Okay, but he was the president. He could have signed an executive order.
Then again,
that's why I keep saying. Why do people always
exactly? He signed one when he needed amnesty for them damn illegal aliens.
You know, and that's what I'm saying. Mystery with this. Biden, this is what Biden done did as the president. These are the executive orders he done issued, which Obama could have did. So all of that, with what they be talking about, what they was blocking, that's BS. When will people wake up and see he was the president? That was just smoke screen.
Now, ask yourself this question: how much power does the president actually have?
All of the power. You seen it with Trump when he got in with executive orders. You see it with this new president. 3 days in office, done issued executive orders.
Right. Exactly.
So don't give me.
And you know, I remember the day. I remember the day when the executive pen was limited, where it was very rare that a president used his executive pen.
Yep.
They use it now for any
Like
damn
running
thing
water.
that they want.
And who
For
they
anything that they want, they use that damn executive pen.
So that's the only thing.
So if they can use it for what they want to do, they can use it to help the damn American people. They're not trying to help the American people. They're trying to help themselves.
There you go.
They are trying to help themselves. So no, he didn't sign an executive order for $2,000 a month. He hasn't mentioned the damn $2,000 a month. He said, which is false, he said he thinks they should get $2,000 stimulus check. Well, you already got 600 of it, so he gonna give you 14. He didn't put that in an executive order.
Testing.
Oh. They're saying it's gonna be, you know, a few months down the road. Well, why couldn't the damn illegal aliens wait a few months down the road?
Testing. Can you hear me now?
Who are you talking to?
Oh, okay. They were saying fix my mic. Okay.
Oh, okay.
But the point I'm trying to make, people, and this is what
Tracy Porter, the Congress has zero control over the president's executive pen. None whatsoever. That's why he has one. So that he can bypass the Congress and the Senate. That is why he has an executive pen. That's what an executive order is. It is an order from the president that nobody can fuck with.
So, you know, people, and this is what I'm saying.
Wait a minute. Let me add something to that.
Okay.
And you also have to understand, Tracy, that the president also has veto power. So regardless of what Congress and Senate do, if they don't like it, veto. Hello.
And so when people say, oh, you just an Obama hater, you so negative. No. I'm just trying to say, I've showed you, we all saw what Trump did when he was in office. We see what Biden has did 3 days in office. You don't hear nothing about Republicans blocking him and all of this stuff. They signed executive orders. Obama did not do that. ABC. I don't know what else to say. You see it, and that's why, you know, and it's not like the evidence is there. I mean, then if you know The laws, he is the president. He can do executive orders. But they do it for what they want to do it for. So when people talk about what Mitch did and he didn't hold the Senate, all of that is a lie. He was the president. He had executive power. So that's all I wanted to show. And it's just facts. It's the truth.
It is the truth because remember when he said when they first brought amnesty,
anything, and he could have.
He could have.
You know,
Obama was famous for saying
we buy into all of these false narratives that they give us. No, I study. No.
Not for those of y'all that do not know what the executive order is. This is what an executive order is. An executive order is a means of issuing federal directives in the United States used by the President of the United States that manages operations of the federal government. That's what an executive order is. And you also have your governors can issue executive orders for that state.
Right, yeah, but that's why the country's so
but the president issues it for the entire government.
Exactly.
Because you got this state, the governor saying, I don't want my people to wear masks. You got another state saying, I don't, they need to wear masks. But as the president, he can make it a federal law that everybody wear masks.
He can't make a federal mandate. He can't make a mandate that everybody in the damn country wear masks. And if it's that damn important, now they telling you to wear 2 damn masks. Like, I'm tired of these people.
Did you say they want us to wear 2 masks now?
Girl, they had a doctor on TV a few days ago. If you notice, Biden has been wearing 2 masks for the longest. And a lot of people at the inauguration had on 2 masks. And I wanted to tell them they had them on backwards. But that's okay. They was wearing them.
Yeah. What about those shields that they're wearing?
I don't think they're that safe. If you wear a shield and a mask, you're better protected. I wouldn't just wear a shield because it's so far away from your face. You know what I'm saying? So if you're not going to wear a mask and a shield, I personally think the shield is pointless, except for, it does shield your eyes. But again, it's away from your face. So any goddamn thing can get in contact with you still. What if somebody taller than you cough on your ass? You don't think it's going to sprinkle down? Or if something comes from the side, I mean, look, y'all do what you want to do. I stay protected. Doesn't bother me at all. Yeah, but they had a doctor on demonstrating how to wear the 2 masks. Because the thing is, people are no longer wearing medical grade masks. They're just, because they said, oh, whatever you cover your face up with, it's better than having nothing. So a lot of these masks people are wearing really are ineffective anyway. They're not made out of the right material. They don't have filters. So you're just walking around with damn material on your face.
And then you don't know the chemicals they done made the masks, the dyes. You know, they decorating them, the glues they using, and you
This is
breathing all this
exactly
stuff in.
this is exactly what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. You know, because a mask should be at least 3 layers. One material should be a screener. One material should be a filter. One material should be a protector. They're not wearing that. They're not wearing that. So the doctors are now telling you, okay, wear your cloth mask and then wear a surgical mask over it. But you see these damn fools, they got the surgical mask on first and the cloth mask over it. That's the wrong way.
And even with like when they test us here in the building, you know, they check our nasal passages. Now, when they first started doing it, they were taking that little Q-tip, digging all in your nose. Now this week, because I told the lady, hold on, let me take me a pain pill first. And she said, no, it's not going to hurt because now we don't have to go all the way in your nose anymore. We just, a little bit of the passage is all we need. And I'm thinking, okay, so you went from digging all the way up in my nose.
Now let me ask you this. Did they do both nostrils or just one?
One day they do one because they test us twice a week. And then the next day, the next time is the other one.
So they never do them both at the same time.
No.
They need to quit wasting their damn money. Totally inaccurate test. Totally inaccurate. Both nostrils should be done.
Well, who knows? Next week they probably will be. Yeah. Yeah. And then they're talking about coming up with kits to test yourself at home.
Yep.
And then also they are also looking for people to participate in research studies. And as much as you know, I'm always looking.
Where my white sisters and brothers at? Y'all go run on now.
Wait a minute.
Shit.
You know, much as I'm like all about trying to find the money and get free money, they would have to be giving me about $100,000 to participate in any.
First of all, $100,000 wouldn't pay your damn medical bills if something went wrong.
But
$100,000 ain't even a week stay in the hospital. That wouldn't even pay your medical bills if you got screwed up. There is nothing, girl, like they gonna send me a thing talking about if you show us proof of your vaccination, we'll give you $75. That's what niggas' lives is worth, $75.
It's worth less than that, but anyway, let me play devil's advocate for a second. Now, for those of y'all that went and took the swab up the nose, how do you know? You didn't see that cotton be put on that damn stick. How you know that the virus ain't in that strip of cotton that they sticking up your nose?
They're sterile. They're sterilized. They're sterilized. They're
they could be sterilized with the virus.
Well,
no,
see, I was refusing.
They're sterilized.
Oh, okay, Pan.
How we know they're sterilized?
We'll be in there.
They did it?
Yeah.
They're sterilized. Just stop it. Stop
Yeah.
it. They're
I'm
sterilized.
just being real. How do we know that they're sterilized? Because
They are. Yes.
we
Yes. They're
don't know that for
sterilized.
a fact.
Oh my,
I had
stop
to agree
it.
with Spidey.
Just
I
stop
don't know
it.
what
for a
they
fact.
putting in there.
They are sterilized.
Because they say it's sterilized don't mean it's sterile.
What does it mean?
I don't know what it means. I'm putting
You don't know what sterile means.
I don't know.
They
what
are
folks
sterile.
got in mind.
They are not giving hospitals non-sterile shit to use. Cut that
You
out.
don't know that.
I disagree with that.
With
You
all
don't
of
know what
the
them folks
testing they
would
doing,
do.
with all of the testing they doing, they might just tell them use anything.
They can't use anything.
They can use whatever they want to use. You're not there to see the process being put together.
You're not there to see the process of anything. So don't do that. Don't put that bullshit out there.
I know.
Don't put that bullshit out there. Don't do that.
But I'm
not putting them out there.
Yes, you are. You're not being realistic. That's foolish.
I'm being realistic.
Don't do that. It's not realistic. It is not realistic.
All right. Do you know where your steak come from?
I don't eat steak.
What do you know where your cauliflower come from?
I don't eat that either.
What do you eat?
I don't eat beef. I don't eat pork. I don't eat cauliflower. I don't eat mustard greens, turnip greens, none of that bullshit. I don't eat that.
What you eat?
I eat fish.
Okay.
Where it come from?
I eat chicken. Yeah, I know exactly where it come from.
Did you see that chicken come from that place?
What place? The farm?
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes, I did.
So you saw the chicken come from the damn chicken coop?
Yes.
Boy, you a bad something. Go on with your bad self. Chef ain't got nothing on you.
I was just having a conversation with April a couple of weeks ago, telling her that my mom and her friends has had a farm in Moments, Illinois since I was a kid, where they raised all our goddamn food.
But when you go to the grocery store, that food ain't coming from there, is it?
I don't buy my meat at the grocery store.
What I do,
the only thing I buy, and I buy at the meat market, I may buy sausages if I feel like having them. But there's a major difference in meat and a sterilized cotton swab. Okay?
I'm like you, Spidey, because I started getting nosebleeds. It could have been from that. But see, I was refusing for them tests. And then,
so why did you stop refusing?
Because when it hits a certain tier, then we had to, it's mandated when you stay in these type of buildings. So I had no other choice. That's something that our governor put in place.
Girl, please.
Well,
but my thing of it is just be smarter than the average bird, because we don't know where this stuff come from. Because they say it came from a farm in New Zealand, that don't mean that's where it came from. Just be smarter than the average bird.
Be smarter than the average bear. Know that when medical supplies are sterile, they're sterile.
I can't buy
that. Medical supply. You don't have to buy it. Don't sell it to everybody else. You don't have to buy it. Just stop selling it to everybody else.
Realistically.
It's not realistic. It is not realistic. It's not realistic.
It is not. I have to agree.
It's not. You can agree all you want to. It is
realistic.
Not. So you running your ass down there twice a week, let them stick something up your nose, and you don't think it's sterile?
Well, when they do it, like I say, I take a pain pill and
What
then
the hell that got to do with it being sterile?
I take a pain pill, and
What
then
does
I
that
pray.
have to do with
I
it being
pray.
sterile?
Whatever you're putting in my nose, Lord, I say, I hope they ain't giving me the virus. Oh, Miss Margaret, Lady Alicia, my Margaret is asking why you don't eat cauliflower.
I don't like the way it looks. I've never eaten it.
Do you eat broccoli?
No.
Okay, you a picky eater then. A lot of people. Do you eat any vegetables?
Yes. I don't eat cauliflower. I don't eat broccoli. What else don't I eat? I hate broccoli. I've tasted broccoli. I don't like it. I've never eaten cauliflower because I don't like the way it looks. So it's not going in my mouth. Period.
So what type of fish do you eat?
Oh God, I eat all types of fish. I love salmon. I eat tuna, like real tuna, not that shit y'all buy in the can. Okay?
What's real tuna?
It's a fish.
Oh, okay.
It's a fish, you
So
know?
so do you eat anchovies?
I do not.
I
I
don't see how
don't eat
people can eat
anchovies.
anchovies. I don't see how people can eat that anyway. But anyway,
I don't, no. No, thank you.
uh uh Pete in Greece said he is live doing his show right now. So for those that want to,
Yeah.
check him out. But and he did an
Well,
awesome show the other day.
yeah. Oh,
I
yeah. It's an
bet.
awesome show. Yeah. He's doing space disco today.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But
Uh,
like I said, the thing of it is, you don't know. They can tell you one thing and do something totally different or whatever the case is. Just just use your best common sense. Use your intuition.
Okay, let me explain something to you all. First of all, while you're using his common sense. First of all, to do an exam, to do a test, to get a specimen, okay, in order for the integrity, to maintain the integrity of that specimen, yes, your swab will be sterilized, okay?
Did you use the word integrity?
I did.
Hmm. So has this government
so
shown
you wait a
integrity?
minute. You're telling us not to take the vaccine, but we're saying we don't know if these swabs where they're testing us, that we don't know what they have in them. We're just saying hypothetically they could have the virus or using it to study. But you're trying to say that it's all sterile.
It is sterile. Unless they're just
But we're
pretending
saying,
to give you a test and throwing them away.
but
Because
we're saying hypothetically
you
speaking,
cannot have.
We don't trust anything with this virus. Not even the swabs that they're using. We don't know. They could still be trying to do a test on me or anything.
Okay, April.
Let me back up a
I'm
little
gone
bit.
from that. I'm gone from it.
Lady Elise, let me back up a little bit on that.
I'm gone
Now,
from it. We ain't backing up. Nope.
no,
It's
no,
over.
No,
I'm
now you
backing up
got your
anyway.
2 cents in.
I'm at the
I'm
stop
backing up anyway.
sign and
I'm
I'm
backing
getting
up anyway.
out.
Now check this out. I know where you're coming from with the sterile and stuff like that. I
Yeah,
understand it.
we get that.
But here's the thing. How did that sterile cotton swab or thingamajig get in that packet? Somebody had to put it in there. Am I right or wrong?
You right.
Spidey,
Yes, ma'am.
listen to me, baby. Okay? Hear me out. When something is sterile, it typically means that the entire process of it being made, handled, packaged, all of that is sterile. Just like when you go in surgery, okay? Every damn thing is sterile. The people, the instruments, the table, the room, the air, every damn thing is sterile.
Yep, I understand that.
Same with those damn swabs when they're taking specimens. They are sterile. The entire process, sterile.
I understand that's how it's supposed to go. But
Oh my God. Stop
see,
it.
you gotta
Just
look at
stop
this.
it. No,
Lady Legion, you
I'm
gotta
not
look at this.
looking at anything.
You got
No.
to look at this.
No,
You
I
got to look
don't.
at this
No,
point of
I
it.
do not. I
Look how
don't
many
have to look
times
at that
these folks have
because it's
lied.
nonsensical.
Look
No,
at how many times
no,
these folks have
no,
lied about
no,
virus and all
no,
this other stuff.
no, no. What
So why
folks?
should we take their word on this swab being
Who
sterile?
is they?
The government.
The government don't make the damn swabs.
Oh Lord, no, they don't. But you talking about processes and different
You
things of
telling
that
me
nature.
not to trust the vaccine? I don't trust
Tracy, shut up.
anything to do with this virus.
I'm
See,
fucking with
you
you,
got
Tracy.
to look at the
Don't
fact.
shut up. I'm
These
just playing.
folks is
I
not.
know, girl.
These
Please.
y'all gotta look at the fact. These folks is not honest. They're not factual. They're living in more fiction than any damn thing. They don't
What
want to help.
folks are you talking about?
Say that again.
What folks are you talking about?
Them folks that don't mean us no good. Them the folks I'm talking about.
What folks?
The folks that constantly lie. Them folks. Them folks that don't help.
Oh.
Them folks.
Have you ever worked in
folks
manufacturing?
have
Have you ever worked
redlining
in a
folks.
factory?
Margaret said,
Have you ever, wait a minute, hold on. Have you ever worked in a factory?
Yes, I have.
Okay. When you worked in a factory, did they or did they not have quality control?
Yes,
Did
they
the
did.
products that you made have to meet certain standards?
Exactly. Exactly.
So you're telling me that you worked in that type of environment, but yet you don't trust the goddamn people working in the same type of environment making cotton swabs.
nothing dealing with COVID.
No, because see, here's the thing. Even that environment could be what it can be. But when it leaves that facility, don't it go somewhere else?
It's still sterile. It's
I can't buy that one.
sterile.
I can't buy it.
When I worked at
You don't have to buy it. Just quit selling it to other people.
I'm not selling to other people.
Yes, you
Reality
are.
is reality.
Yes, you are. It's not reality.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
your freaking
All right.
opinion. It's
Now,
not
maybe you understand
reality.
this a lot better. Maybe you understand this a lot better.
I understand you
eat fish.
perfectly fine.
No, you're
I'm
not.
not
No, you're
stupid.
not.
Yes,
No,
just because I do
stupid
not
at all.
agree with you
No, you're
does
not
not
stupid at
mean
all.
I do not
See, here's the thing.
understand you.
You
I'm
say
down.
you eat fish, right? See, boy, I tell you, when a person can't accept reality, that's what happened. They want to leave, but it is what it is. But it's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. Want to get your point across, but don't want others to get there. Come on now. What's wrong with that picture? Stop sucking up to them. Let me not go that route. But anyway, it is what it is. But the process, we don't know what goes on with that stuff. We don't see it from beginning to end. Was she talking about the sterile cotton swabs, or whatever, for the stuff that go up in your nose? I'm quite sure it goes through a rigorous testing process. I'm quite sure it probably do. But how we know it's sterile? We don't know because they said it's sterile. It's sterile. We don't know that. That thing could go through 15 different hands before it gets up in your nose. You're not going to have a sterile community or a sterile outcome within that whole 15-step process. It ain't gonna happen. Somebody gonna sneeze on a packet. Somebody gonna be wiping their nose and dealing with come on now. This is reality. This is reality.
Yeah.
So Ms. Marcus said, my daughter, if she gets the shot, it will be where
I don't trust anything. Oh, okay. Sorry. Read what Miss Margaret said.
She said her daughter, if she gets the shot, it will be where they serve whites. That'd be a good choice to go.
Yep.
That'd be a good choice to go.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
But yep, Ms. Marcus, you're right. And just what I was trying to get Lady Alicia to understand. If you ain't seen that process from beginning to end, you don't know how many steps in between that process from step A to step Z that it has to go through.
Well, yeah, because I had nosebleeds. Yeah. I got pictures. I had nosebleeds. I mean, I got so sick. I was deadly sick. I mean, I had a cold. I actually thought I had COVID. And to be honest, and I can believe that, Miss Margaret, swabs probably separated with a red X for use on butts. Or us poor elderly sickly folks. Yeah.
But like I say, I mean, this is what I'm trying to explain to her. Just don't, take their word for.
She's going to watch the end of General Hospital.
And she need to be a character on General Hospital. But anyway,
yeah.
But the thing of it is, though, just don't take them folks' word that this is safe and this is good for you. Think about it. What have they done for the people that's beneficial anyway? What have they ever done?
Nothing.
Oh, they gave out government cheese and stuff back in the day, cans of pork. But who's to say that COVID stuff wasn't in that stuff when they gave that stuff out back then? So, I mean, come on. I mean, reality.
Yeah.
And it was primarily given out to Black communities.
Yeah.
So they had an agenda.
So
she could miss me with all that other stuff.
I'm gonna tell you something. That cheese made the best macaroni and cheese.
And it made the best grilled cheese sandwich when you get the cheese and milk.
But we don't know what they put in that.
Exactly. So that's why I'm trying to get her to understand. But when your mind is not focused on reality, I guess is what you get. But anyway, it is what it is, And like I said, I value her opinion, and that's
Check this out. Anything dealing with this virus, I do not trust anybody.
That's because they study lying about it.
Yeah.
And first and foremost, they don't know anything. Well, then again, I can't say that either because they put it out here, or whoever put it out here, somebody knows something about it. I mean, you got to come to the reality. Viruses and stuff usually don't crop up unless it had a hand in forming. Just like when you get a cold, that cold just don't come out of nowhere. You touch something that somebody touched that had a cold, or somebody sneezed and you walk through they missed, or whatever the case is.
And then I don't know if they change gloves each time they touch somebody. They come to my door, and then I stand right there.
Right.
I don't know if they can change gloves.
Right. And like I say, if you ain't seen the process from beginning to end, you don't know how many steps in that process. It could be 25 different processes from when what you talking about, the factory thing, the quality control, then it's got to go somewhere else.
Well,
it's got to go somewhere else.
When I worked for Honeywell, we did have a quality control, but the only thing we're saying And I'm gonna stand by this. I don't trust nothing with this coronavirus.
Yep. Yep.
They don't know enough. They can't even tell. They're experimenting. It's all new.
It.
So I don't trust anything.
That's it. So I mean, reality speaking, I mean, like I said, be smarter than the average buyer, because you don't know what them folks is got planned. You already know in the back of your mind they already talking about depopulation. You got to keep that in the back of your mind. So what better way to depopulate? Ain't they depopulating the planet now? Almost 500,000 people supposed to succumb to this virus. Come on now, common sense thinking. Don't tell me what ain't possible and not reality. Reality is people is dying for something.
Yeah,
people are dying for supposedly what they saying is a virus. We don't know what them folks is spraying on our food, putting in the water, or none of that stuff. Yeah. It might not even be airborne. It could be on your food. So don't tell me what reality ain't, because I already know. Common sense thinking. Common sense is hard to come by for some folks now.
Yeah.
So, I mean.
Well, it's like this. Read Miss Margaret's comments.
Yeah, she said she worked for the USDA and discovered that all black info cards had a red star way up in the corner, so they won't have to search. I can believe that. And that same thing with redlining back in the day, 40s, 50s and stuff, when they was redlining the black community to keep them from getting houses and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So why would that be any different from today? Ain't they dealing with a pandemic? So why wouldn't they want to eliminate the underprivileged neighborhoods and the underprivileged folks? And they will sacrifice their own to do this.
Yeah.
So you can't tell me what talking reality. The reality is you can't trust them folks.
Yeah. And if you can't, I trust nothing. I don't trust the vaccine. I don't trust nothing to do with the whole process.
Right. And then Chuck just said it's a spreadable germ. We don't know how long those swabs have been around either. Those swabs could have been in somebody's garage for the past 50 years and they decided to break them out.
Yeah.
You don't know none of that stuff. So reality is, use your common sense.
Yeah.
It's not hard. Reality is what it is. Perception is another thing.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to be real with yourself. And no matter if you're a type person, you can make $200,000 or $300,000 a year, and you could consider yourself not the average black person. Go move in one of them neighborhoods and see how you get treated. But you want to be with them folks over there. You want to live in their neighborhood, and they don't want you in their neighborhood. But you making just as much money as they is, or maybe even more. They still don't want you in their neighborhood.
And see, I had a uncle, that lived in Mississippi. We called him Uncle Pig. And he raised pigs and stuff. And, did everything. I just saw the chickens get rung and all of that stuff, And she's saying that they own the farm, but I don't trust even the food I eat. I pray over everything.
Yeah, that's what we're supposed to do. Now, April, not what you just said, she said that her family owned a farm and stuff. That's true. Like I said, I'm with her. But the thing about it, Where did them chickens come from?
Right. Because we all know, like I say, we all know they was injecting these chickens with steroids because all of a sudden the chicken wings so big and huge and
There's some steroids.
the drumsticks, you know. So I pray over everything. I don't trust nothing
Yep.
with this virus. I just
You can't trust them folks, period.
yeah.
I mean,
And
it's sad. It's really sad, April. It's sad.
yeah.
I mean, you can't trust them folks. Now, don't get me wrong. Now, we supposed to be in a pandemic.
Yeah.
Where is the help for April? Where is the help for Miss Margaret? Where is the help for Tracy? Where's the help at?
None. And I'm scared.
They know people who then lost their homes and can't pay their car notes and lost their mortgages. Where's the help?
Yeah,
it ain't their job to help.
Pay me. You know, I need to be paid for living in fear. I need to be paid for wearing a mask.
Exactly.
That I can't breathe. And I think now I have allergies. Every time I go outside now and come back in, it's like I'm sick.
Yep. Because now here's the thing that people ain't considering. Now, if you go outside, you don't know if a plane went over your area or not before you got outside. There are no traces of it. Who's to say they didn't drop some chemicals when the plane went over your area? Now you're bringing that stuff in your house. It's on your clothes. It's on your skin. You don't know. I mean, come on, realistically.
Well,
man.
you know, that's what they were doing over there with Operation Desert Storm. When my brother was over there, remember the government was giving the soldiers a pill in case they told the soldiers in case Saddam Hussein did a chemical warfare, but they was experimenting on them. Remember, some of them was having babies born with defects. A lot of them got memory loss and stuff. You know.
Yep. So
and they were doing a study.
Right. So you can't tell me what them folks is not capable of.
And what's not possible. And I know a lot of the soldiers, you know, they sued. A lot of them, they got you know, enough money will never be what you had to live with.
Nope.
Enough money could never have you look at a child that's born with birth defects because of the United States government.
Yep. So I mean, you have to think realistically, not because your opinion is something that you say, okay, well, if anybody else going to agree with my opinion, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Come on now. Realistically, you don't know the process of what them folks got planned. We know for a fact they ain't gonna help because they ain't been helping. So why would they help now? So I mean, you have to be realistic in reality.
Yeah, they ain't trying to help us, but they trying to help them. They letting all of them people come back that Trump got rid of. They letting their kids go to college for free. Like, you know,
now,
what's really going on?
Right. Look, April, if them folks really wanted to help and really wanted to do something, them folks can make more money than they ever thought that they can make.
Mm-hmm.
They can make more money by saying, okay, the people that live in these poor neighborhoods and stuff, let's see if we can put together some programs. They had the STEM program. They took that away because too many black people were succeeding in the STEM program. They took that away.
Remember, in the summer, they had summer jobs where they were teaching them how to manage money. and all of that other kind of stuff. Those programs don't exist anymore.
Nope. And a lot of programs were started by the Black Panthers,
Yeah,
just like food stamps was started by the Black Panthers.
yeah.
So, but how you gonna try to get rid of an organization and still use the things that they laid out in their communities? What kind of stuff is that? I mean, come on now. I mean, common sense. I mean, realistically now, if they wanted to help, they could help. But why should they help?
And I know a lot of people that went off into jobs, into colleges, and they couldn't even deal with not even being around their hoods or neighborhoods. They didn't feel safe going to some of these towns, and they came back home. I didn't understand it then, but I understand it now.
Now, let me ask you a question, April. Now, Biden signed these executive orders. Out of those 30 executive orders or whatever he didn't signed, where does it say anything about police brutality?
Nowhere.
Ain't they still protesting these things?
Yeah.
So
he didn't even say equality.
Now one of them did say equality, but it ain't equality what you thinking about. Yeah. His version of equality is raising minimum wage.
Well, no. Well, what he needs to do is everybody that they locked up, he needs to pardon all of them people that they gave 40, 50, 60 years to. So I ain't thinking about Joe Biden or Kamala Harris. My God,
because if you think about it,
power.
Right? Because if you think about it,
like I tell people, I'm a realist. I'm not believing in none of them. I don't trust none of them. They got their own agenda.
Exactly.
That I don't know about, but I can go by what I've been shown. And they say people change, but do they really change?
Yeah, that's a good question.
They put on a different mask.
That's a good question. Now the only if you go back in history
is what you gonna get all the time.
Right. Now, if you go back in history, you'll find there's only one president that spoke about equality, and you see what happened to him. That's JFK.
Yeah.
And his family members. They was all on the same accord with equality, and see what happened to him.
Yeah. Yeah. So the Kennedys was really a good family.
Yep. So why did they get rid of them? I mean, it's more to that story, but you got to look at the fact. When they spoke about equality, you saw what happened.
They come up dead.
Yeah. So, come on, and that was one of their own. So, if they will go to those extents to take care of their own like that, for speaking up for another race, yeah, I mean, that's reality.
Yeah.
That's reality. It's sad that people hate other races because of whatever. It's really sad.
You know what's even sadder is when Martin Luther King was in jail, and remember he wrote his letter to all of the pastors and priests and all of the leaders.
Right.
And they killed all of them. They killed a lot of white people, white priests, white preachers, for trying to even come down there and show their support. Mm-hmm. Because he called them out. If you're supposed to be preaching the word of the Bible, everybody's supposed to love each other. Yeah, they killed a lot of people, a lot of their own people that was supporting them.
Mm-hmm. So, like I said, you got to ask the question: why they don't want black people to get ahead? because it's written in the Constitution that a black man cannot outdo a white man. That's in the Constitution. So for them saying, okay, well, we're gonna help Tracy, we're gonna help him with his mortgage for the next 3 years, that ain't finna happen.
Yeah.
It ain't gonna happen. Cause I mean Tracy be getting ahead and he be doing better. But the best thing you can do is lace up your own bootstraps and do for your damn self and not rely on them damn folks to do anything for you.
Yep. And that's what I tell people. Learn to become out. I already got our topic set for Monday, and the question is going to be, if you can go back, what would you tell your younger self? Because it's a lot of things I wish, and we all, with age come wisdom and things that we knew. And just try to do the best you can. First, you got to love yourself enough to say that you can do anything. And yes, Tracy, it is sad that racism still exists, because I have friends of all races.
It ain't never stopped existing.
And right, that's just it. And
it don't have to be. It don't have to be like that.
It don't have to be, but
Yep, it don't have to be like
they're so blatant with it now.
Well,
it's what makes me mad.
Well, Trump made sure that them folks had a voice.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. And so to think that all of these people that were so open about their racism, even when the kids were doing marches and the protesters, they were going through towns being attacked. It's history repeating itself.
Mm-hmm.
Like I say, I'm on some type of the revolution need not be televised.
Mm-hmm.
As far as I'm concerned.
Yep, Gil Scott Hearn show made them words come to life.
Did it? Yeah.
But it's really sad though. It's really sad that you got our own folks that coincide with what them folks is doing, and they can't see anything wrong with what they're doing.
Everybody decide what fight they're gonna take on in life, or what their belief is. You don't want to take the vaccine because it ain't been around over 10 years, but you can't believe that something didn't happen to the swabs or the whole process of testing for the vaccine.
Yep, because like I said, common sense thinking. Even though it might left a sterile facility, that don't mean that it's sterile.
They're doing everything too fast. So why can't you think that everything?
Right. You should be at caution with that anyway, because everything is happening too fast.
Right.
That should be a red flag for you.
Yeah.
So like I said, them folks don't have your best interests at heart. They never did. So why would it be any different now? Because it's a pandemic? Yeah. And the numbers are steady going up.
Right.
Regardless if you got masks on or not, the numbers are steady going up. So what else are they doing to keep the numbers going up?
Mm-hmm.
Nah, like I say, could it be the swabs that they testing folks with? Could it be that they spraying something in the air? Could it be they sprayed your food with what? You don't know.
We don't know nothing. Nothing.
But that's why that's why a person should be cautious. That's why a person should be cautious. If you didn't see that cow cut up from start to finish, you don't know what process what done happened. You don't know what done happened.
And you know, that was another thing that used to kill me. People would be like, ooh, such and such. I don't know how clean they is. I ain't eating their food. I don't know them people. But you going to a restaurant.
Exactly. Go to a restaurant. You don't know what this chef done.
The same, right. The same thing apply. But you'll go out and spend all this money at a restaurant, but to be somewhere and say, I ain't gonna eat that food.
Oh, but he cooked it. He cooked it in a sterile kitchen, though. So, I mean, come on, now.
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is. You know, people have their opinions and their thoughts and, you know, different things of that nature. But, I mean, reality is what it is.
Yeah.
Like I say, if you didn't see the process from beginning to end.
We're going to keep on bringing these talk shows. Anybody is more than welcome to join the panel. Like I say, we try to bring the truth to you, and then our opinions on how we feel about stuff is nothing personal.
And
look, I'm so glad Miss Margaret, we got us a little following now.
Right.
I'm glad of that. And we're just trying to bring people the best information.
Yeah, trying to make you open your eyes up.
Just open your eyes. Because I did realize, because I did sort of be the type of person you couldn't tell me nothing. But, as I got older, more calmer, it's not the Darlene way.
Right.
It's this is how it is.
Yep.
I've had to face some hard learning lessons. Like everything can't be my way or my way of thinking. I have to look at the world through other people's eyes. I have not walked in their shoes. And that's what it is. But see, I didn't really, I had my family on my mother's side, like I said, we were extremely close, me and my cousins, and a few friends. And so once I allowed myself to become vulnerable in some situations with other people, allowing them in my life. And, it was my way of thinking and why. And because I know what I was used to and how I was raised. But, I have to realize everybody was not raised the way that I was raised. And so, it's, life is full of challenges. Every day you get up, I get up, I motivate myself. I thank the higher power for waking me up. I do yoga breathing technique. And sometimes I don't even feel like getting out of the bed, but I can do that. But I have to make sure I eat so I can take all of my medicine. And just determine your destiny. Try to be the best that you can be.
Yep.
And everything is not black and white. There's a whole lot of gray in this world.
Yep.
And be teachable, be knowledgeable, And I just try to let people know, like I say, people, they always, because I'm always like, oh, Obama. But like I can show y'all what other presidents did with executive orders, but People want to find excuses. There is no excuse. He could have did exactly what those other previous presidents done before him, after him, and what this other one done did. But um, we pick a fight or something that we believe in, and we tend to overlook anything else with something else.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just try to be fair and look at life through everybody's eyes now. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, you got to, you got to do the best that you can, and try to see through all the bureaucratic whatever, and all the other stuff. I
Yeah.
mean, because when you look at the fact, no matter how you slice it, our race is our race holds power that other races don't have.
Oh my.
But
Yeah.
the thing about it is that you got to ask this question: why is certain races so down on our race? Got to remember, and I've said this before: we don't own nothing. We don't own warehouses. We don't own airports, airplanes, none of that stuff like that.
Because they knew, no, not knew. They know we built this country. We invented everything. A lot of people did not even have college degrees. We are the chosen people, the smartest people, if we only had our stuff together.
Mm-hmm.
And so, they stole everything from us, you know,
Yep,
the
we hold the keys
invention,
to the world.
right?
We hold the keys.
All of
So,
the inventions,
right.
you
Yep.
got free labor from us, you know, but you're giving they're giving the illegal aliens, as Trump called them, they're giving them more rights than us slaves ever had.
Because it's written in the Constitution. It's written in the Constitution.
Uh-huh.
So, and they're gonna honor the Constitution. So, how come we can't get our own?
But no, why can't that Constitution be amended?
It's written in the Constitution that it can be amended, but it can't be changed.
I know, but it could be amended.
Exactly. So to ask that question with a question, how come none of these folks, they see the plight of our race?
Mhm.
How come they won't amend the Constitution for equal rights?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Mhm.
Because the bigger part of the Constitution is no black man shall outdo a white man. That's what it says in so many words.
Mhm.
So they're not going to go against the forefathers.
And ain't it funny? Like they were so full of mess back then. You were sleeping with our women, having babies. You had a whole house for your your slave mistress, and the kids that you had by her.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't that so hypocritical? Like this
Exactly.
was the stuff that y'all was doing. Like
And,
really?
and it's crazy. But the people that sworn to uphold and protect the Constitution, you got to ask this question. They don't see nothing wrong with that.
Right.
But they're going to show you their mindset and where their heart is at. Now, someone in the Constitution said all men are created equal. It wasn't talking about black folks.
Mm-hmm.
Every other race is created equal except for black folks. What's wrong with that picture? But like April said earlier, our ancestors built this country. They got free labor, but yet in the process, we still down in the dirt. What's wrong with that picture? it's a proven fact that when the economy moves, that means that the black dollar is on the move. Why wouldn't they want the black dollar to stimulate the economy? It's a proven fact. When people get money, especially people of color, when they get money, they're going to spend. They're going to spend. But to keep that from happening, they rather for the neighborhoods to be decimated and the murder rate goes up and all this other stuff. That's how they can justify, oh, we need to hire more cops. Come on now. But you don't see all that the cop patrolling in the predominantly white neighborhoods. See, you might have a damn security guard patrolling a 16 block area in a white neighborhood, and that's security. That ain't even a cop.
Yeah.
So what's wrong with that picture?
And you know,
we allow
you know that these people already have blueprints made up of how this world is going to be 10 years from now, 20 years from now, what neighborhood's going to grow, where they're going to start new building.
Yep. Exactly.
And everything.
Yep. They already got it. Is already in plan.
When they decided to shut down all of these projects and stuff, that had been in plans for 10 to 20 years.
Exactly.
You know.
They knew what they were doing.
When they shut these stores down in the communities, those stores had let these people know we're leaving this area because we're not making enough money, too many thefts, but they want to get out there, protest the day the store is closing. They leaving the neighborhood. Y'all knew they was leaving the neighborhood. You know.
Exactly.
It's just all a game.
It's all a game for them. It's a game.
Everybody, when they want to say, I'm so hard, you know, I'm so negative. No, you hold the person that you vote in office in your community, you hold them accountable. They got your vote. They made you promises. You go to your city council meetings, you protest, you make your voice be known. That's why they get away with so much stuff. We don't hold these people accountable. Here at Joliet, we got people that you might see once a year at Thanksgiving time giving out turkeys and stuff, and they act like they done did something. Please. You got them turkeys free.
Yep. But it's the things that we put up with and the things that we allow. That's what it boiled down to. We allow these things to take place in our neighborhoods and stuff. We allow that these Arabs and Chinamen to come into our neighborhoods and treat us less than animals and dogs. And
I'm so sick of every time we get one of us in office, they end up changing on us. You know, can anybody really get in office and just do the right thing?
You can't do the right thing when millions of dollars is dangled in your face.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Because they get millions of dollars in seed money for different projects. Them special interest groups give them senators and Congress people X amount of dollars per year, pay them a salary on top of what the almost $200,000 that they getting anyway. They get millions of dollars. So the money is speaking. Well, as long as you run for office, we'll give you $1 million a year to support our project. And the project could be to decimate urban communities.
Yeah.
So they're gonna go with the money. Oh, we'll take care of you and your family. Y'all have the best health care insurance on the planet. We'll make sure as long as you support our project, this is what we're gonna do for you. So that's how a lot of that stuff, them backdoor deals get worked, is because they're making X amount of millions of dollars per year for these special interest groups. But average people can't see this.
No.
If the government was so into caring about the Aprils of the world, you will see a $5,000 stimulus check every month. You'll see different things that's in accordance with humanity. You ain't gonna see that. You ain't gonna see it because it ain't in them.
Yeah.
How many of them senators you know, from back in the day up until now, stood their ground and don't take special interest money? It's very few of them. It's a few of them that don't take special interest money from those groups. It's probably not 12 of them out of the House or either the Senate. But it's very few that don't take that extra money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But this is the world and the reality that we're in now. Who's to say, and you got to put this in there, who's to say that them damn senators and governors not getting some type of kickback for having that virus to be out here?
Thank you.
You can't rule it out. They haven't showed me anything other than that could be a possibility. It might not be true, but it could be a possibility.
Mm-hmm.
Cause they sure ain't putting that in place to help nobody.
And I mean, you got to think, it's a lot of money being lost. You can't go to the movie theaters. You know, it's like they want you to be in your house. This virus to confine you to being scared, living in fear. You don't want to be in crowds anymore. You know, it's what it has done to people.
They want you to be in fear. If you are in fear, then they got control over you. They want you to be in fear. That's why they don't want us to step up.
Yeah.
That's why they don't want us to have no leeway. Because they want you to be in fear. They want you at each other's throats. They don't want the best for humanity. When the last time you heard somebody say, one of them congressmen or senators say anything about humanity?
Well, that's what I say. We don't hold them accountable. Because back in the day, even though some of them might have been crooked or dirty, they were still helping the community out and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, now we letting them get in office and they not giving us nothing.
You got to look at this fact too. We ain't asking for nothing either.
No.
We'd rather protest and tear up, but we ain't asking for nothing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well,
that's the problem. We ain't asking for nothing.
And then you got the people in office right now that has created some of the problems that's in our community.
Exactly.
But I'm negative. So
look, the truth is the truth. You can't hide the truth. It's there. All you gotta do is open your eyes.
Yeah.
Take them Ray Charles glasses off. It's there.
But these are the people that's sitting in office, and you created these problems. The racial injustices, the black men being locked up, the tough sentences for crack cocaine, your Jim Crow laws. But why we gotta be so forgiving too?
Our race is the most forgiving
Why
people on the
we
planet.
got to be so forgiving? A
Hmm.
spade is a spade. They, like I say, they just didn't change mass. As far as
Mhm.
I'm concerned,
Yep.
that's all it is.
Yep.
You done
Our
put
race of
on
people.
a different mask.
Yep. Our race of people is the most forgiving people on this planet.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
it's crazy, but it is what it is. You know,
Yeah.
until everybody wake up, we're gonna continue to go through these things that we're going through.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's gonna continue to happen, especially if we letting it happen.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But it is what it is. So we'll
Yeah,
keep.
just try to do the right thing.
Yep.
That's
Do the
all
best
I can
you can.
tell people. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to do the right thing and be the best person that I can be. Yeah.
That's all you can do.
Yeah.
Be the best you can be. You know,
Yeah.
and you know, look, if you're the type person, meditate every day. You know, start out with a couple of minutes here, a couple of minutes there, and work your way up. If you meditate, you're gonna find yourself. Then you're gonna start gravitating towards gratitude. Now, for those of y'all that praise and different things, and you've been praying for years, and your prayers ain't came to reality, is because you haven't got to that point in your life where graciousness and being thankful, graciousness and being thankful will help activate those things that you're asking for. If you want that new house, you want that bank account, you got to dig deep in yourself and realize that you got the power to make them things come true by being grateful and thankful for what you got, being gracious and helping people. You will accomplish a lot.
And make a vision board. You
Yep.
know,
If you
it
have to,
don't
yeah.
matter how old you are.
Yep.
It don't matter how young or old you are. Make a vision board. You know, dream big.
Yep.
Dream big. Think big. And also think outside of the box.
Mm-hmm.
You
Because
gotta think
anything
outside
that
of the
you're
box to make it. Because I'm
right,
gonna tell you, if you think everything is all one way, it's not.
exactly.
Everything you thought you knew will turn out to be a whole lie if you sit up and especially follow this media and the way they try to control our thinking. And so do research.
Yep. Do your research.
Do your research. But get a vision board. I say for everybody, it's still January. You got enough time to get your vision board set up for 2021. Write down, cut some pictures out. If you want that car, put that car up there. If you want that house, if you want that vacation, if you want to, everything that you want to see yourself doing, make a vision board. Speak it into existence and believe it can happen. And
Mm-hmm.
then find you some like-minded people
Yep.
and all of y'all trying to accomplish the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Motivate and encourage each other.
Mm-hmm.
You know, don't all this talking about people and stuff. Yeah, just I don't care what nobody doing in their personal life or anything. I want us all to make it. Because if we all make it, I can call you and ask, I can call you, if I'm in need. You can call me.
Mm-hmm.
I want us all to make it.
Mm-hmm.
Because, through all of my trials and tribulations in life, I can say I've always had some good people around me.
Mm-hmm.
From my father's death, my death, when I was looking at maybe being in prison, I've always had good people around me. And so That's all I can tell people. Find people that's going to motivate you and find people that's going to stick with you through the good and the bad. And especially the bad. Because people would turn on you in a minute.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yep.
And don't and stop letting what other people think about you matter. They are not you. If they name not signed on your check, these people should not matter. They should not be able to move you. And then I'm sick of people talking about folks hating on them. Who hating on you? I don't care if you got something. I'm glad you got it. What's the hating? You should have had it 10 years ago. But I'm happy you got it now. But oh, they hating on me. Hating on you. First of all, who is you to be hated on? Because it ain't too many of us that's really, all of us barely making it. We barely making it. Some of us are a paycheck away from being homeless. Some of us are a paycheck away from that car being repossessed.
Yep. You're correct.
We want to keep up false personas. Stop it. Stop it. None of us are perfect. All of us are just making it out here. Like I say, I don't know a whole lot of us living in no mansions. Got 3 and 4 cars. Unless you rich or you was those chosen people. So find you some people to get around that's gonna motivate you and everything. And me, I'm always looking for that money. But some money I ain't trying to do it. Not one of them is a research study. I'm not doing no research study for no COVID-19.
Nope.
Yeah. So, and yes, I paid taxes. I worked for 40 years. They took a lot of money out of my check for 40 years for taxes and the interest. So yeah, I want everything that I'm entitled to get. That's another thing. I ain't ashamed to go get food stamps. I ain't too proud.
I heard that song before.
I ain't too proud. I ain't too proud to beg, and I ain't too proud to ask. Yeah. So with that being said, everybody can have a great weekend. Spidey, if you want to give a closing comment, you can go ahead.
Yeah, just do the best you can. Be the best person that you can. If you can, look into meditation. Learn how to meditate. Try the breathing exercise, because the breathing exercise, the 30 breaths, the deep breaths, that provides oxygen to your brain. And with your brain being oxygenized, that helps the rest of your body. So do the best that you can, be the best as you can, and don't listen to anything and everything and take it as value. Do your research on it. If it's too good to be true, or if it don't seem like it fits into your spirit, don't associate yourself with that, because you can associate yourself with negativity and wondering why things ain't working for you by you thinking a certain way or whatever the case is. That a lot of times we stop our own progress because of the way we think and how we care about something. And we could be caring about the wrong issues. I mean, let me rephrase that. We could be caring about the right issues, but caring about it the wrong way.
Oh, I know it was something I wanted to talk about too. You know, we always talk about the higher power and whatever you believe in, you know, just as well as there is good out there, there is bad.
Exactly.
They talk about witches and warlocks in the Bible. So
Exactly.
you have to be careful of the people that you keep around you. That's another people say, oh, I'm crazy when I say that. No. Everybody is not for you.
Exactly.
Just as many good people, there are bad people. There are evil spirits out here.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, it's just weird when I tell people, you know, I put blessing oil in my house to cast away the demons, the bad spirits. You know, I don't know who lived in this apartment before me, but we always talk about, you know, the higher power, but there are just as many bad higher powers too. Know that.
Yep.
Did you want
Yep.
to do
Just
a
what, like I
rebuttal
said,
to that, Spidey?
yep. Just like you said, you know, you got good, you're gonna have evil.
Right.
You know, so like I say, just don't let anybody and everybody into your space. Know who's there for you, and when them people that's not that don't have your back, let them go. Quit trying to hold on to people that don't mean you no good. You got to know when a person's season is up in your life. A season could be 1 minute, a season could be 30 seconds, a season could be 30 years. But no, when that person's season is done, let that person go. Don't try to hold on to
Yeah.
negativity, and don't try to hold on to a negative person. Because
Yeah.
what you think you're gonna get out of that? You ain't gonna get nothing but negative out of that.
Nothing. Because I
So,
have flashbacks. I tell people all the time, I get flashbacks.
yep. So stop trying to hold on to people that
Yeah.
don't mean you no good.
And this is not in particular. I'm not talking about anybody in particular too. I don't want nobody to think I'm just talking about my life and what I've experienced. You know, it's not, you know, everybody ain't meant to be in your life.
Exactly.
Some people carry bad spirits. Um, we talked about this because I was on another panel. You know, a woman says that she uses the sage and stuff, but it's real. You know, I don't know why people can't understand. It took me a long time to realize that there's bad out here too. Yeah, but
Mm-hmm.
you know, it's a process. Like I say, the only thing we trying to do is just educate people, give our opinions, you know, have people maybe try to look at life a little bit different, do their research. We try to bring you the truth and you know, the facts. Because if you arguing with somebody, we hope you can maybe remember some facts that we gave you.
Mm-hmm.
So we love you all. We love all of our followers and listeners. Don't forget to drink that distilled water, do that breathing exercise, and Spidey's going to be bringing us more health information because I need you to tell the audience the next time we on the show, since people are being stuck in the house, so those that are eating a lot of junk food and putting on weight, you know, we need help with that. So Spidey is going to give us that information Monday on what to do since we're being in the house a lot that can help us to continue to be healthy.
Yep.
So
Yep.
thank you all for joining us. Thank you for the YouTube, the Truth Radio, and the people that follow us on Darlene April. We want to thank MCDE for allowing DJ Spider-Man to be on this show. Anybody is welcome to be on the show. It's not about me. It's about getting information out there. Peace and love, everybody.
Yep. Everybody have a good one. Do the best you can. Be the best you can. Don't let people influence your positiveness with negativeness. Don't allow them negative people in your spirit. And that goes for family too. You got to know when to cut people off. You got to learn how to cut them off. Let them go. Let them be on their own. Because if they leave you,
see here, we're gonna still keep on going. And that's another thing. You know, we so quick to say, oh, they so toxic, I gotta cut them off. No, we'll find out why that person toxic. What you done did to them. Why, you know, like I can't be bothered with them. They too toxic. They do this. You don't even know the person. And you done set up and listen to what somebody else done said about them, and you done formed your own opinion. Don't let everybody fill your head about anybody. Get to know a person yourself. Peace and love.
Yep. Everybody have a good one.
Bye.